Buddy, welcome back to another live stream. It is Wednesday. We have made it. Wednesday, June the 18th, I believe, something like that. Pretty good day. Pretty good week so far. Now, I've just been looking at the board here. I literally just came home a few minutes ago and I was kind of thinking about, what are we going to talk about in today's live? But I was just kind of looking at that number, that 251.8 pounds, and boy, that's a good number. I say this before in my videos. I have never kept very good track of, my progress when it comes to this stuff. This is kind of the first time over an extended period of time that I've been, that I've been doing that. So seeing the number go the way it has, it definitely makes you think about what's kind of possible. It also sort of opens up the question of when are we going to be getting down to that goal number? Not even just a sense of urgency, not like, oh, no, I need to get down there. Just kind of thinking, how long? How long could this take? It's exciting to think about. It's definitely really cool. I've been having some really great feedback on my videos lately. As you guys know, I've been a little bit more active. I uploaded one on Sunday, which was the She Shed. That's been a little bit slower. And then I did one yesterday, and I had some really good feedback saying, basically, Thomas, we like the content. Could we see a little bit more of maybe what you eat, or maybe you exercising, things like that? And I think that's all really, really good, good to take on board. Really good advice, which is definitely appreciated, because I like figuring out, what can I bring? What can I bring to the table here? When I am thinking about the videos, I'm thinking about what can I do to kind of appeal to you guys? What can I do that will make you say, wow, we want to tune into Thomas? And I guess now that you say it, maybe tuning in every day to me kind of standing there saying, oh, look at my chart, or oh, look at me, look at what I've done. Maybe can get a little bit boring, if that's the right word. But just I see the sense in what you're saying, and I think what I'm going to do, maybe even tonight, or sometime this week, is just kind of come together and maybe film one of me cooking, and then maybe do a couple more of me just getting out there, hitting the streets, exercising a little bit, because that one actually did pretty well as well. Maybe do another challenge, the one like we did. One kind of a few months ago, I did one where basically for every subscriber I get, I'm gonna walk a minute. So if I gain 10 subscribers, walk 10 minutes. That one actually did really well because that took off, and then I got I think it was something like 30 subscribers, which back then, I mean, even today, that's like a big thing. But I did I think it was like 28, right on the money, and so I did a 28-minute exercise workout. And it was raining, and I was cold, and I was miserable, but it was such a good feeling, and I got such a good response from that maybe I'll do that one again in the future. So let me know down below, if you like the thought of maybe doing like 1 minute of exercise for each subscriber. I think that could be like a cool little challenge, for sure. But we'll see. We're also getting into that time of year where I'm starting to plan my hunts, because I'm really big on kind of hunting. Oh, Sari, hi! It's so good to see you. It's really good. Thank you so much for checking in. Sounds like a fun challenge to watch. Yeah, you should have been there for the first one. I've still got that one up there, but it's definitely fun, because it's like, you want the subscribers to go up, but it's like, oh, a minute for each. Very quickly you start to realize just how much, adding those minutes on is exciting. Thank you both so much for tuning in. It's great to have you both here. Sari, I know it's very, very, very early for you, but you're on your time off, and so thank you so much. Shelby, thank you so much for tuning in as well. Hit me, guys. Any questions you have, fire them away. Any ideas you have, let me know. I want to hear them. I'm in such a good mood right now. Just got off work, and so life is really good right now. I love my job. I'm actually incredibly fortunate. I'm not one of those people that says, "Oh, I hate my job." I really don't. I love it. My life is great. But when you come home and it's like, "Oh, I don't have to go back anymore. Not until tomorrow." That's a good feeling. So I feel like I've got the best of both worlds, where I enjoy both. So where was it? Yeah, so just kind of getting on doing those challenges and stuff, and then like I said, I'm also getting into that time of year where I'm starting to plan my hunts for the end of the year for hunting season, because my thing is I absolutely love it when we can cook using, food that I was able to source. I think that's something that means a lot to me on a personal level. And plus it gets me out into the mountains, which is my favorite place to be. Um, this is one of those areas where I know that this kind of topic can cause a little bit of maybe not even a split, but just people have very kind of divided opinions on it. And so I've been thinking, is there a way that I could incorporate it in a fun way? Maybe not show, the whole kind of side to it. Maybe should focus more on just like getting out and hiking those trails a little bit and getting off the beaten path. There's a lot to think about, but and that's one of the things that I ask in all my videos is, what can I do to make this more fun and exciting? Because it's great for me getting up here every day, sorry, every week, and getting on the scales and updating the board. I love it, but I want to make sure that you guys, that your time. Oh, okay. Are you planning to do a what I eat in a day video or and my day? Love to see both. Great question, and you're actually hitting the nail right in the head, because I've had a couple of comments recently saying, "Hey, could you please just kind of share what you eat in a day?" And I think I think that's a really good idea for a video. It's one that I admit I've been procrastinating. I forgot the word there a second. I've said a few times, yeah, I'll kind of do it. But you know what, Sari, you guys have been so good about the support for me. I gotta say, you know what, I gotta put on my big boy pants. I just gotta go out there and do it. So you know what, yes, what we'll do is I'm gonna make a commitment probably by this time next week. I'll do a what I eat in a day kind of video or challenge or whatever we call it, and or my day. So question to you, Sari, is my day. Are you talking like almost like a vlog style of, hey, this is me getting up in the morning. Hey, this is me at work, that sort of thing. I love what I eat in a day videos. That'd be such a good video. You know what? If that's how you guys feel, then seriously, this is something that I'm more than willing to try. And I'll try and do it to the best of my ability. Like I said, I know that I'm not as good at editing as some of those folks out there, but I can definitely do my best. So if that's something that you guys want to see, then absolutely, I will definitely make a point to do that. And I will make a commitment to you guys to get it out there by this time next week. Yes, vlog style. Okay, vlog style. Definitely can do that. If that's what you guys want to see, then I can certainly try that. One of the things that I'd like to ask you guys a little bit more is I've noticed on a personal level, and this is not, you don't have to worry about hurting my feelings at all. I've noticed that I've had certain videos where I've put a lot of time into editing these videos, right? To try and come up with a really clean, nice video to my standards. Maybe not to other people, but to my standards. And I've noticed that those videos oftentimes don't ever seem to perform as well as the videos that are just more of an organic. I want to just record myself and then just kind of get that out there. In your guys' opinion, what do you feel? Do you like the more just kind of the long form, one shot kind of all the way through to the end, or do you like seeing me kind of play around with the camera a little bit? I'd love it. You're not gonna hurt my feelings at all. I want to know how I can best help you all answer your questions or help you guys, by giving you the most information. So just if you guys get time to write a response to that, I'd love to know. But yes, a vlog style is definitely something that if you guys want to see it, I can do it. I could do, yeah, I could do a typical day for me, that sort of thing. Um, if that is something that you'd want to see, then I can absolutely do that. Um, it's weird because honestly, I never thought that people would actually want to see what I do in a day. So that's kind of cool. It's definitely very cool. It's very different in a good way. So I can definitely work on that for sure. Um, I think Sari, that's a great idea for a great idea for two videos here. The challenges also, that one seemed to go down really well. I had a little document that I made up, and I update it every now and then of kind of my goals for YouTube, because the more time goes by, the more I'm starting to really realize there's like a lot of potential here to do what, to help, to grow, to maybe one day at some point maybe do this in a big, you prefer homemade, not so polished videos. That's cool. That's really good to know. Maybe I'll also put a poll out there for the folks that don't watch this video. But that is, again, this is all stuff that helps me. It helps me improve. And so again, don't be shy. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Um, and so yeah. Um, where was I? Where was I? Oh, yeah. So basically, I've been thinking a lot about where this whole thing is going, because right now I'm at 344, something like that, 345 subscribers, and I'm just thinking to myself, all these people. I mean, this is incredible. There's this level of support. And so the exciting thing about this is, if I look at my analytics on YouTube, and maybe again, for I don't know, for those of you who may be interested, maybe I can do something like another video about this as well. But maybe I could also touch on a little bit about how the YouTube side has been going as well, because I feel like there's a lot of things that could be answered about starting a YouTube channel in 2024. I don't know. I'm worried that that you guys are gonna think, oh well, he's just kind of just taking stabs at all sorts of things. But basically, this whole channel was about, it's in the name, it's getting my life back. And so I want to focus on the things that have a lot of meaning in my life right now, which is my job, which is my health, and which is the YouTube, because the YouTube has been just this incredible experience for me, where I can just be who I want to be. And that's a really cool feeling, because I've said in a few of my videos, my wife doesn't watch my channel, my family doesn't watch my channel, my friends don't watch my channel. And I did that for a very, very important reason. My family and my friends and my wife, they all know that I do YouTube, right? But it was really important to me that when I started on this journey, that the growth that I saw was organic. It was from folks who I'd never met before, seeing the value in what I could do. And I wanted that to be kind of the true test of who I am, and what I create. So I made a very big point. I told my wife in the beginning, everything was above board, and I was like, look, I just want you to know that I want to start a YouTube channel. It's going to be about losing weight and getting fitter and healthier. I'd really prefer to just keep this as my own project, because I just want to do it for me. And I got some really good support. Say whatever, I'll know as much or as little as you want me to. I'm just here to help. And so I've got all these things that have just been a really just good for the in the year so far. That's definitely been one of them. So I don't even know how I got to this point, but basically YouTube's been really relevant in this year so far. And so I want to see. Okay, let's take a look. This might be a ways down the road kind of question, but do you have a plan for what you're going to do with the channel once you reach your weight loss goal? Well, that's it. That's the question, isn't it? Shelby, great question. Um, and I think a big part of that depends on you guys. A big part of it depends on our. A big part of it depends on am I adding value to your lives? And so, um, am I able to help? Oh, sorry, you left another comment. I don't want to be rude here. You have a great YouTube presence, and I love watching your videos. So I'm curious what you'll do after. Thank you so much. That means a lot to hear you say that. So thank you very much for the comment. Um, yeah, as I said, I never thought, I never in my wildest dreams believed that I would get this level of joy and satisfaction and love for coming home at the end of the day, getting the tripod, as you can see there, just set up and updating the board. I never thought that I'd love it as much as I do, but I really do. It's incredible. It's such a great experience, and it's all down to you guys who watch the videos. You have made this space such a loving and exciting and supportive space, right? I make the videos, right? But you make the comment section, and one couldn't be without the other. I truly believe that. So if in a year's time, because that was my commitment, on my first video, my very first video on January 2nd, I told you guys, I said, my commitment to YouTube, my commitment to the world, was that I would upload one video each week for the year of 2024. That was my commitment. Up until now, knock on wood, I have met that goal, no problems. I've exceeded it many times. And I've loved it. If at the end of this year, I put out a poll or I put out a video and I say, look, guys, I'm at your disposal. I'm at your mercy. I love this. If you guys aren't getting the value out of me though, then I'll say sayonara. But from where I'm standing, if you ask me, Thomas, what would you like to do? Where I am right now, I'd love to keep doing this. I really would. I'd love it. I'd love to keep doing this. I'd love to keep growing the channel. I'd love to help people. These lives have really grown on me in a huge way. Watching you in the middle of the night, waking up just for this, and watching the comments in every video. So I would say that you add some value to me. That means a lot. That means a lot, like a lot. Yeah. For those of you tuned in, Sarah, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. She lives in Europe, thousands of miles away, and you take the time out of your day, and this is what I'm talking about, this love for you guys, this community. You're taking the time out of your sleep, out of your night, out of your day, whatever you want to call it, to come and to check in on here, to talk to me. That's what I talk about when I say that you guys give me that strength, that encouragement to keep going. I can't you can't make that up. You can't put a value on that. And so yeah, it means everything to me. It means everything. A year ago, I had no idea what that meant. When I had no idea at all what it meant to have that kind of an impact. And now you write this comment, it makes me really emotional in the best way. I hope you in the best way. It makes me feel like the the work, the uploading to the computer and then editing on the computer and then uploading to YouTube and then making the thumbnail. It makes it feel like everything is just it's worth it, and that's a feeling that I don't get at my regular job, and like I said, my regular job is great, but I just this is such a fun and wonderful outlet, and so I think I'd love to carry on doing it. I'd love to, being perfectly honest, I'd love to at some point, maybe one day make this either a part-time job or even a full-time job. I don't know where the road's going to go, but reading comments like this, it just makes me feel as though I am where I'm supposed to be, if that makes sense. I'm doing what I should be doing. And I've never felt like my time has been wasted. And that's always been was one of my biggest pet peeves in life, in anything I do, is what I'm doing a good use of my time? Is what I'm doing worthy of the time that I'm given? Because my time here, it's not guaranteed, right? No one's time is guaranteed, right? Birds in the sky, you know, your friends, your siblings, your parents, you know, not trying to be all morbid, but nothing is guaranteed. So I try and do my best to make sure that the time that I'm given, however much, however little it is, isn't wasted. And so getting on here, reading comments like that, my dear, thank you. That proves and that affirms to me that yeah, it's not a wasted. So thank you very much. And so yeah, it's up to you guys whether I continue on this or not. That's it. I'm putting the pressure on you because I got enough pressure in my life. But yeah, it's crazy to me because again, a year ago I had no idea what it was like to be a YouTuber. 6 months ago, I had no idea what it was like to make live streams. You know, a month ago, I had no idea what it was like to have 300 subscribers, right? Everything is changing like that all the time. And I'm just like, what's going on? It's this crazy feeling, right? And this, all of this is just a result of me making a decision to say, huh, yeah, you know, let me just try and lose some weight. Okay, let's see. So you responded. I agree with Shelby. I like agreeing. Agreeing is good. You have a great present. You could easily do other topics on weight loss. Oh, I don't know. That's a really good comment. Thank you so much, and thank you both for the dialogue. This is the stuff that I love because I love reading this stuff. What would you like? What would you like to see? I don't know what I could offer, but I would love to. I'd love to do stuff out there. You, Sari, I know your guilty pleasure is the she shed videos. You like those, and so I can't guarantee that they'll be fast, but I can guarantee you, just for you, nobody else, just for you, I am going to keep vlogging that progress until it is done. Just for you. I hope you know that. And it will, when it gets done, that series, those videos will be dedicated to you. I promise. But what would you guys like to see? What other topics? You know, I, I would love to just hear what you have to say. Please. There's nothing that I won't laugh at. There's nothing that I won't judge. I'm not saying I'll agree to it all, but I would love to just hear it. Because this board over here, you know, this weight loss is great and it's wonderful and it's exciting and I love it. But yeah, if you guys are saying, Thomas, we want to see something else, tell me. I'd love to know. I would absolutely love to know. The She Shed is such a sweet idea for a wife. I love that you're doing that project. I very much appreciate that. I think that my wife likes it too. She's getting antsy. She's like, she wants to see it. She's like, oh, can I take a look inside? No, get out, get out. But the exciting thing is, I'd like to give you guys an update here because we're talking about it. You're so honored. You really enjoyed it. You're very rare. Thank you so much because seriously, when I talk about the comments, you have always been there. You've been asking about them. You've shown this huge level of interest in it, and that's the stuff that I'm talking about. That's how I know the guide. You know, because I kind of tripping over myself here because I want that guidance. I want to know what can I do. And so when you were like, I want more She Shed videos, I want to see it, when are they coming? You don't ever have to worry. You if you tell me, Thomas, I want to see them, I'm never going to be offended because you want to see a video. I will gladly do it as soon as I can. So that gives me the kind of the direction that I want. The She Shed videos are, I love them because that is the side of me that I really enjoy. The renovations, the building, the construction, I love that. My whole house has been through huge changes since we bought it. That I haven't really documented very much, but like I've loved that that part of owning a home. So there's always projects to do. I can keep doing stuff like that. Um, I was gonna actually give an update to the She Shed video right, today. So we've kind of narrowed things down a little bit. My wife wants certain kind of finishes, inside. I was like, "What do you want? Do you want drywall? Do you want, what?" And she's like, "No, I don't want drywall." I was like, "Oh, okay, okay." I was like, "So what do you want?" And she's like, "Well," she had this whole thing like mapped out, and I was like, "Oh, so you've been thinking about this a lot." She's like, "I want one wall that's drywall, just kind of standard, painted, whatever." She wants a grass wall. I guess that's like a thing that you see on Pinterest. Pinterest, yes, that's what it's called. She wants a grass wall, which is basically where you get like a roll of like artificial turf and you put it up. I was thinking that's crazy heavy. I don't know if that's like too heavy, but I was like, all right, we'll do it. The ceiling, she wants like raw OSB, which is basically like a particle board, like chipboard. Um, she wants that, and she wants it like natural, and then she wants like a shiplap on the other two walls. I'm like, you want it? I'll build it. I'll put it in there. I don't know if it'll look good. And she's like, no, I know what I want. I was like, just you do it, and I'll enjoy it. I'm like, yeah, oh yes, ma'am, you're in charge. I hope to see your wife's reaction when you're finished. Yes, okay. I've spoken to her about it. I did say I was like the fans they all want, and she's like I was like would you mind being on this video at the end, and she's like yeah, okay, we can do that. I can be on the reveal video. So there you go. My wife will be in the final She Shed video. Um, for all to see. She's gonna give her honest feedback, and yeah, we'll see. I'm very nervous to see what she'll think about it because I'm looking at it right now. I'm like looking at it right out there, and I'm like, I don't know, because one thing I will say about my wife is wonderful woman, wonderful woman, and I'm gonna get myself in trouble, but I'm not gonna mean anything by it. She's very, very honest, and I guess that's a good thing. But sometimes, if she, no, not sometimes, if she doesn't like it, she'll let me know. And so there's this one day I painted our entire living room. I painted it with this paint, and I was there for hours, and I was in pain, and I was sore. True story. This happened a little over a year ago. And I painted this whole living room, and I got done, and I sat down. My wife comes into the room. She goes, "I hate it." I was like, oh. I was like, "You hate it, but like you could grow to love it." She goes, "No, I hate it. Like we got to change it." Like, and so that was like one of those moments where I was like, oh, yeah. So yes, you guys will get to meet her. She's wonderful. Like I said, these stories, for those of you who are married, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who aren't, enjoy it. Enjoy it because it is great. Like that moment, I was like, oh no. But it was such, it works out in the end, right? And like I said, those of you who are married, you know what I'm talking about because when you get married, you will have those arguments. So it's like, we don't need to do it. Yes, we do. We don't need to. Yes, we do. You don't listen to me. Yes, you do. And it's just like, but then I'm like, well, what would I rather be doing with my time? I kind of like it. I like being married. It's like a badge of honor to me. I was like, I'm kind of proud of that. I like it. So it's a good feeling for sure. It's definitely good with ups and downs. But I got to say, more ups than there are downs. So, don't think of it as complaining. But yeah, how are we liking the live so far, guys? Because Shelby and Sari, I've got to say, you gals have been doing such a wonderful, wonderful job. Keeping keeping the comments coming in. So thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know. Those ideas that you've been giving me are really good. The what I eat in a day, that's going to be different for me. I've got, excuse me, I've got to say, that's going to be something really different. Not bad, just I've never tried doing that style of video where it's kind of like condensing a day or a meal or whatever into like a short clip. So we'll have to check it out. I think it could be really cool. I think it could be really neat. So yeah, I'm excited. Very, very excited. Ooh, we're at what, 30-minute mark. Well, I'd say we keep this going for a little bit longer. You know, it's been going very, very well. So yeah, we are just we're just really we're really having a good year, aren't we, everybody? Really good. Um, I am so excited for Florida. I'm gonna show you guys that that number right. How do weathermen and women do this? People that do the weather. How am I gonna get that down all the way to there? I don't know, but that is the goal. Get from there all the way down. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but ooh, it's gonna be close. It is gonna be a close one. But of course, I cannot I cannot say that without also being the responsible adult in the room saying you have to watch out and take care of your health. That is the most important thing. I'm being serious. You gotta watch it. Watch the health. But yeah, I mean, now that I'm there, I'm like, this is crazy. So we'll definitely see for sure. Um, it's cutting it so close, guys. Like, I'm like, ooh, am I gonna like get down there? Probably not, realistically. Like I said, I'm not, I'm not that naive. I'm very, very, very conscious that this is probably not going to happen this year. But I tell you what, we are gonna give it the good old college try, and we're gonna get down to as low as we can. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just looking at those numbers, right? We had this whole big thing, right? And I never even celebrated it, which is going over 10,000 views for the first time. That's crazy. Over 10,000 or over 10,000 times has my content been watched. That's a great feeling. That's an exciting feeling for sure. One that I hope stays around and just grows and grows and grows from here. I wonder, I wonder when it takes off and everyone's like, oh, Thomas from Getting My Life Back. He's God. People are gonna talk to me and they're gonna say, hey, how'd you do it? And I'll say, look, it just all started with all you wonderful folks out there. I'm just kind of rambling. It's just a good mood today. Life's good. I'm happy. Yeah. So, okay, you know what? We're gonna change this up a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna ask you two gals, assuming that it's you two here, I'm gonna ask you two questions. So, on your sort of perfect weekend, right? If you could go anywhere, if you could do anything, if you could eat something, if you could spend time with somebody, like in your perfect, like a weekend, you had one day, what would you do? What would it look like? Just as much or as little as you want to share. And while you guys think about that and maybe answer, if you do, that'd be great. I'm gonna tell you guys what my perfect day would look like. My perfect day, perfect, just absolutely like if I could have anything in the world that I wanted, my perfect day, I'd wake up and it would be a beautiful, beautiful morning outside. I would go outside with a fresh pot of coffee and a nice cup. I would sit out there and listen to the birds just chirping. Just listen to that for half hour, 45 minutes, just sipping on my coffee. And then I'd get dressed, go about my day, meet my mom and my dad and my family, take my wife, and we'd all go to breakfast. From there, we would go out and we would go up into the mountains because the mountains are really special to me. I love the mountains. And we'd have a great time up there, and we'd walk and we just take in all the sights. We'd just have a good time. Then we'd come back, and then the clouds would get, come over and it would get really gray and it would start to rain. And we'd say, oh, you know what, we've been out all morning. Let's go inside. We would watch a great movie. One of my favorite movies is it's The Great Outdoors. I believe it's an early 90s movie, maybe an 80s movie, directed by John Hughes. It's got John Candy and Dan Aykroyd in it, two of my favorite actors of all time. And we'd spend the afternoon just spending time with family, and then in the evening we'd probably go out, have a nice dinner, and then we'd just come back home and we'd chat. And that would be like my perfect day. That might sound crazy. I don't know if that's like, oh wow, you're so boring or whatever. But like, if you said, Thomas, you could have anything you want in, for a day, like what would it be? That would be it. That would be my day. Um, and I don't get to do that very often. I don't get to do that very often because, of course, my family, they all live in Europe. I'm the only one in my family that lives on this side of the pond, and so I don't get to see them very much. The last time I got to saw them, Sarah, you'll know this, was in December when I went to visit them for Christmas, and but before that it was ages, and so it takes a toll for sure. So if I could have anything, it would be a day with my family. I say that, but then if I got that, a day with my family, then I'd want another day and another day. I guess I'm greedy like that, but yeah, if you guys had a perfect day, like if you could just do anything, what would you want? What would you do? Where would you go? What would you eat? Who would you spend it with? One of the things that I like about YouTube and the prospect of YouTube kind of ties back into the question of, would you keep doing this? If, there was ever a day where one day, okay, hold on. Okay, this I've got to read. I think I had a pretty perfect weekend the other day. My sister and I went to see our city's ballet in the afternoon, and we had a few friends over and spent the evening swimming. That sounds like a pretty darn perfect day. That sounds really good. Time with family. Such a nice day. Had such a blast. That sounds like, yeah, that sounds really good. Just time with family, time with friends, and the ballet. What was the ballet? What was the? I'm gonna act like I know a thing or two. Um, was it the Black Swan? Was it dang? Oh man, I'm just embarrassed myself. Like I knew all these ballets. My grandpa used to love opera and the ballet. Oh dang. What did you watch? If you say okay, you know what? We're gonna move right along here. Can I ask where in Europe your family lives? I grew up in the Netherlands, so I'm from the U.S. Yeah, so um, I was born here. Born here. My mom and dad are English through and through. Um, I grew up in Austria. It was Miley, not a super common one. It sounds familiar. I know I'm going to say that because I just embarrassed myself, but it does sound familiar, I promise. Um, but I will read about that one because it sounds interesting. Meyerly. You don't hear it very often. Yeah, so my family, I grew up in Austria. My family now lives back in England. And so grandma, nanny, my granddad, they all live over there. My sister lives over there. And so me, the little rebel in my family, the American, I'm like, no, I'm gonna go back home. And so now I live here. I've got a great life, and they're all over there. So I only ever get to see them. I can't even say once a year because it's not even that much. But like, yeah. So thank you for sharing. First of all, I don't know if I thanked you or not. I don't want to be rude though. But thank you so much for sharing. That does sound like an excellent weekend. But yes, family is English. Grew up in Austria, and now living in England again. One thing that one thing one thing I'll tell you about me is my family history, like my personal history is so crazy. Like I lived in like uh, five houses, 5 or 6 houses growing up. I lived in the United States in 2 states. I lived in England for a couple of years. Then I moved to Austria, and then we moved to a different town in Austria. Then we spent some time in Munich, and then I said, you know what, I'm going to move back. So I moved back to Maryland, and then from Maryland I moved to Washington D.C., and then from D.C. like my life is like where do I want to go, and what is the like most crazy way that I could just end up there, and that's probably the route that I will take. If you're ever on like a train that's going opposite of a direction you could just randomly think of, I'll be on that train and that will be my destination, if that made sense at all. I'm English. Just popped by to say thank you for documenting your journey. I have a lot of weight to lose, but feel really positive and optimistic. Charlotte, thank you so much. What a wonderful comment. Thank you so much for hopping in here and just introducing yourself. It's so wonderful to have you on here. I love your comments. I love your positivity. You, my dear, I know that you're going to do well because this group here, I'm slightly biased, but I'm serious. This group here of folks is so kind and uplifting and helpful and sharing and caring. So I really wish you the best of luck. Please, check in every now and then. I'd love to hear from on your progress a little bit. Sorry, I love getting comments from folks. So thank you so much. Please, yeah, like I said, check back in every now and then. I'd love to hear about your progress. I would spend the day in nature. Thank you so much. Totally will. Yes, please, because we need folks like you. We need folks like you who can share their experiences as well, because my way ain't the only way, So I'd love to hear about what works for other people because I can learn other things as well. Sari, I saw your comment. Sorry, it's just getting a little crazy up in here. Really good, really positive. Some wonderful things. Okay, I would spend the day in nature. Woman after my own heart. My wife better be careful because I tell you what, this is every time I talk to you, it's like we just seem to like more and more about each other. Spend the day in nature. I love it. I would also love to go back to England someday. I really miss it. Said it's like my soul country. Absolutely, absolutely. England is a beautiful place. I love it. I love it very much. I have had the very good fortune, of course, with my family being on that side of the Atlantic, that I've been able to see kind of both sides of England. You've got your touristy spots, you've got your London, your Edinburgh, Cardiff, all these spots that are very, very popular tours. But then I've also spent some time in some really nice small villages, ones where you can hear the nice church bells in the morning, and it's just I've been very fortunate. So I totally get what you mean. If they were just a little bit, if England was just a little bit different, I would totally live there. I totally could do it. I definitely understand what you're saying. What a great country. What a wonderful place. So yes, your day sounds great as well. Yeah, we're all having some good days. I tell you what, I may have to steal some of yours as well. I had to get a little bit more acquainted with the ballet as well there, Shelby. So, yeah, embarrass myself there. I'm going to be thinking about that one tonight. Oh, why did I do that? But this is really great, everybody. Thank you so much. I think we're getting towards the end here. Maybe 5 more minutes, and then we'll kind of cut this off. But yeah, feeling really good. Charlotte, if you're still on here, has there been anything that you've had maybe difficulties with in your in your weight loss journey? Oh, English countryside is, yes, it is. It is very special, very, very special. And maybe also, Charlotte, if you could share a little bit, if you're comfortable, of course. Would you mind maybe telling us a little bit about your journey a little bit, and maybe in these last couple of minutes, I'd love to hear more. If not, no worries, no pressure. Anybody on here, like if you're going through something similar, maybe we can help. If not me, somebody else here, some of these wonderful folks on here with the comments, because, like I said, this is a great place. I truly, truly mean that. I say it in almost all my videos, but there's just this level of support and love, and is not just there for me, it is there for everybody. So I thoroughly recommend checking it out. Okay, let's take a look here, Charlotte. I guess for me, sorry, gotta readjust. I guess for me, there's a lot of worries about going to the gym and getting through that barrier. But truthfully, some of the nicest people are in the gym. What you say is absolutely spot on. I mean, it's a really, really scary place. And that fear is completely valid. Like, no matter what you're saying, right? Everything that you're saying is right. Some of the nicest people that you'll find are in the gym, 100%. Flip side of that is a lot of worries about going to the gym as well. Totally agree, right? Going there is always going to be scary because in at least in my mind, there's that feeling of people are going to be healthier than me. They're going to be fitter than me. They're going to look better than me. They're going to judge me. I might use the machine wrong, or someone might be filming and I might get in the way and whatever, right? There's all these things that your mind is telling you, right? And I like to believe that that is the same mind that kind of tells you, oh, don't worry about the cravings, right? It's that mind saying, oh, whatever you imagine it will be 10 times worse. And then, like you said, truthfully, some of the nicest people are in the gym. You're absolutely right. Everywhere you go, right? And I found this a lot, right? In almost every part of life, right? Whether it's getting on a plane, whether it's sitting in a restaurant, whether it's going to your job, the vast majority of people are good and they're nice and they're kind. And there will always be one who's just a little bit on the, like milk that's been left out in the sun a little bit too long. You just don't know. But I think you have a wonderful, wonderful grasp on it. I think it is so true. And if I could say anything, if you take anything from this conversation, that would be wonderful. If not, I totally get it. But I would say try it, and just go and say, I'd like to keep this, PG, but say, screw it. I don't care. I'm here for me, for the Charlotte inside, the Charlotte who's like, you know what? I just want to do something. I want to be productive. I want to walk a mile or a kilometer. I want to lose a pound or a kilogram, right? Do it for the Charlotte in you, the Charlotte that wants to be where you want to be. Yeah, I think it's such a good thought. There's same void. I think it's super interesting. Thank you so much for your comment. Charlotte inside wants to be all that and do all that. Charlotte, you've got it, girl. I totally believe that you have it in you. You just have it. You really do. I'm serious. Charlotte, see, serious. We all support you, Charlotte. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do, gang. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Charlotte. At any point you can leave and you don't have to, you can run away. I'm going to put you on the spot here. You know what I'll do? I'm going to bring this back live. We're going to come back in a week. I've made a lot of commitments for next week. It's going to be a very busy week, but we're going to come back a week from today. And I will come on here and we will talk, and if something has happened, share it with the group, and if you want to. If not, no stress, no worries. But hey, you know what, my darling, you are gonna do great things. I believe in you. Sari believes in you, and so deal. All right. Well, my thumb is all off. Keep it straight. Sorry. All right, Charlotte. You guys have a great, great, great week. I'm gonna cut this short. I'm gonna say sayonara. Take care. You are all wonderful. Charlotte, do it for the Charlotte in here. Here. That's the heart. You're worth it. Every single one of you is worth it. Okay? It's been a wonderful week, everybody. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone. Love you guys. Bye-bye.